So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in. And it's a beautiful sunny day and I love letting the sun in. And the weather we have a little bit of control over, so we can let the sun in. We don't have to let the rain or wind in. But what about people? Who do we let into our inner circle? And is it possible that the people who are in our inner circle have the most influence on our life? Now, the experts suggest that the people that we invest, spend or waste the most time with, the 5 people that we invest, spend or waste the most time with, will have the biggest influence on our life. So should we be very careful about who we bring into our lives? And here's a great question. Why would other people want to have us in their lives? And that was a big question that I found very confronting when I realised that I wanted to have great people in my life. I went to a leadership and management course when I was 18. I had applied for a position in a health club. They wanted somebody over 30 with experience to manage the health club. I was 18 with no experience, but I felt that I could handle this position. What I didn't realise is that I needed to have people in my life who were respectful, who were knowledgeable, who were successful, who had done the things that I wanted to do. But the question was, why would they want me in their life? Why would they want an 18-year-old girl to be involved in or just to invest time in me? Why would they want to? So I had to learn very quickly that I had to become respectful, I had to be kind, I had to be loyal, I had to remove gossiping and criticism from my life, I had to have a great sense of humour. All the things that I wanted in other people, I had to be that person first. Because is it possible that if somebody is going to put you into their life, that you would need to add value to their life? The reverse question is, if you're going to put people into your life, wouldn't you want them to add value? Now, some people add value because they're nasty, gossiping, criticising, horrible people, and we learn and grow from that. Isn't that awesome? But your inner circle, the people that you invest the most time with, the ones who force you to grow, the ones that hold you accountable to your goals and dreams, the ones that help you achieve your dreams, why would they want you in their life? And here's another really interesting, just as a side note. I was taught at a very young age. I remember asking somebody, please could I come and buy you a cup of coffee and pick your brain? And I got nailed, like really nailed. If you think that my knowledge, my experience, my wisdom, my success in business is only worth a cup of coffee, then could that be very disrespectful? Now, I'm very glad that I got that feed forward, and it hurt, but it was true. Because don't you hear that quite regularly? Oh, let me buy you a cup of coffee and pick your brain. Aha. If somebody's brain is worth picking, if you want to brainstorm with somebody, first of all, should we ask them how much what dollar investment that would be? Would that be respectful? If it's somebody in your life that you care about, or they are in your inner circle, it might be your grandma or your next door neighbour or somebody that is very successful, and you might think they would be happy to give you their time for free, could it still be a really good idea to ask kindly and respectfully, I would like to invest time with you? And there's a great quote there from one of the best communication books ever, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which suggests that the greatest compliment that we can pay anybody is to ask for their advice, their opinion, their ideas, their suggestions. Now, it's a compliment. So if I'm going to ask somebody the compliment, please can I have your advice? Yes, it's nice for me to ask them that, and yes, it shares with them that I respect them, but should I then be respectful enough to say, and what would that time be worth? How can I repay you? What do I need to do so that you can appreciate how much I appreciate you? And if you've ever been in that situation where you feel like people are taking advantage of your time, a lot of people share this with me. I give everything to everybody else. I do everything for everybody else. I'm always giving to other people, and people just take me for granted. Well, here's another great question. Is it possible that the first time somebody takes you for granted, that's awesome because now you know who they are. They've revealed themselves as a person who will take you for granted. But if they do it again, isn't that now my challenge? Because don't we get what we accept? If we accept somebody treating us badly, then they're going to continue to do that because that's who they are. Doesn't that make sense? So rather than get angry or annoyed or frustrated because people are trying to waste your time, or they're trying to take advantage of you, or they don't appreciate how good you are at what you do, could it be a really good idea, if you're in the situation where people are trying to take advantage of you, to share with them that very special message that I received? Rowie, if you think that my time, wisdom, business success and experience is only worth a cup of coffee, you need to go and reconsider your respectful headspace. I'm asking again for the sake of our future adults, because if our future adults, if our kids hear us saying things like, I'll buy you a cup of coffee to pick your brain, or we whinge, moan and complain about the people that are taking advantage of our time, is it possible that our kids, and this is a really important quote or philosophy in life, I think, and I don't have any children, so I've got to be very careful, but is it possible that our kids don't do what we tell them to do, they do what we do? So if we are whinging, moaning and complaining, is it possible that that's all our kids will know? So they think they can grow up to be whinging, moaning, complaining adults. And I think that would be very sad, because how often do we complain about whinging, moaning, complaining adults? So there's two questions there. Am I a whinging, complaining, moaning adult, and should I stop doing that? And if somebody's doing that to me, why am I making that acceptable? Communication's a really interesting thing, and the reason that I'm here every day, the Romax program, the Romax my time investment, the reason I'm here is I would love everybody to be healthy, fit and strong. I'd love everybody to have a career or business that they love. I would love everybody to be financially free and never have to struggle for money. And those three are really easy because they're in our full control. We get to control how healthy, fit and strong we are. We get to control our career path, our business. We get to control our financial situation. But the people side is a little bit more complicated because we don't get to control what other people do. Here's the gorgeous thing though to consider. We can't control what other people do, but can we choose how we respond or react to other people? So reaction is what happens when you get a bad reaction to a medicine or a medication. We don't want to react, get angry, get frustrated, get annoyed. Where does that get us if we react to somebody else's behaviour? But if we respond by how can I learn from this, how can I grow from it, how can I get stronger, rather than moaning and complaining about it, could that give us better relationships? If I accept poor behaviour, then I'm going to get more poor behaviour. Would that be fair? So if you want to go into somebody's life, if you've got somebody in your life that you think could add value, or there's somebody that you want to meet, it might be a famous person, it might be an elite athlete, it might be a business person, might be somebody who you think can invest money in you or time in you to make your life better. Here's another great suggestion by the best communication experts in the world, that we should have a relationship with somebody before we ask them for something. So just to call somebody and say, can I buy you a cup of coffee and pick your brain? Obviously very disrespectful. But if I've built a relationship with somebody and I do things for them, if I'm aware of what they can do for me and I share that with them, if I build a relationship and we've got a strong relationship, are they more likely to help me? And more importantly than that, if I show that I am doing everything I possibly can to get better at, to learn about, to do. So here's the most respectful thing I've ever been taught. I've done these things, 10 things, 100 things, 2,000 things to achieve this goal. I've done them all by myself. I'm at a point now where I really need some help. Could you please help me? In a relationship with somebody, so not a stranger. These are all the things I've done by myself. The best place to find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm. So you've done everything that you possibly can. And now when you ask for help, it's not, please, can you do it for me? It's, this is what I've done for myself, these hundreds of things I've tried. Please, can I now have your feed forward, your advice, your insight, your wisdom, your knowledge? Could that be a respectful way to ask? So if you want great people in your life, do you need to be a great person? If you want successful people in your life, do you need to add value to their life? One of the things, again, that I learned the hard way, if I wanted successful people to invest time in me, I needed to add value to them. So I learned very quickly that a sense of humour was important, being respectful was important. I learned at 18 years of age that I don't know very much, and if I pretend to know a lot in front of a group of people who are wise and insightful and have lived on the planet a long time, they're not going to take me seriously. So I learnt to be respectful and to ask questions rather than to talk and tell. I thought I was wonderful, but they didn't, and why would they? Because I was 18 years of age. So I learnt the hard way by many hard knocks that I'm only going to become a better person by taking on information, not pretending that I know stuff. And when I say pretending, even if I thought I knew it, is that the biggest barrier to learning? I know that already. Rather than ever saying I know that, how about what more can I learn? What more do I need to do? I want to keep learning and educating myself to keep getting better and stronger and wiser and fitter and healthier and all the things that we need to be better human beings rather than and that's why I hate the word best, and I always share that. As soon as you think you're the best at something, what happens to your ability to learn? If you think you're the best communicator at 18, what happens to your ability to learn stuff after that? And I can tell you from experience that that was a major roadblock for me because I thought I was so good at everything. It took life to hit me really hard for me to realise that that wasn't true. I want to be respectful and kind to everybody in my life, including the people that treat me badly, because doesn't that say more about me than them? If people are rude and disrespectful to me and I'm rude and disrespectful back, doesn't that share with them that I'm just as yuck as they are? I don't want to be that person. How about you? So how about we choose every day to be kind and respectful and want to keep getting better rather than thinking we are the best. Now, you can do whatever you want. I get that, and I love that humans can just be arrogant and rude and disrespectful and do all of those things. But I'm always concerned about our future adults. They will only do what we do. They're not going to do what we tell them to do. So if we tell our future adults to be respectful but we are disrespectful, is it possible that they will grow up as disrespectful adults? Some really confrontational questions that I would never ask you unless I ask myself those questions every day. I ask every day, am I the person that will attract great people into my life? And if other people want to come into my life, am I accepting disrespectful behaviour? Because if I accept it, it means I have to keep on accepting it because I will always get what I accept. Great questions to consider. Thank you for coming to Romax. And may you sing like I do every day. Let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in. I love the sunshine. Makes me feel awesome. Woohoo!